अगला बढ़ क्या चाहिए। The king was changing his hiding place. The king was changing his hiding place every now and then because of approaching danger. मतलब भय खतरे के कारण to his life. It is a paramount मतलब importance that you read the instructions before attempting the test. पैरामाउंट मतलब सेंट्रल मतलब मुख्य। अगला एंग्री मतलब फ्यूरी गुस्सा। द सोसाइटी इज एन खालिस्तान बट ए डायनेमिक एंटाइटी। इनर्ट स्टैटिक तो इनर्ट। टाइटन तो जायंट ह्यूज विशाल मैसिव। All his attempts to save the wounded animal turned out to be futile मतलब व्यर्थ हो गया unsuccessful। despise तो dislike घृणा करना निंदा का। annoy तो irritate करना। somber तो doleful या तंग करना परेशान करना। ब्रेजन तो बोल्ड। इम्यून तो रेसिस्टेंस प्रतिरक्षा। इट वॉज ए पेरिलस जर्नी डेंजरस मतलब खतरनाक। सीमा वॉज शिवरिंग एंड हर बॉडी वॉज ऑलमोस्ट फ्रोजन मतलब जम गया ड्यू टू द लॉन्ग exposure to icy winds from the mountain. Tell everyone to clear the Ssc as the bridge and her father moved around. As the bride and her father. Sailor मतलब mariner मतलब नाविक। They tried to get official sanction मतलब क्या मिलना अनुमोदन मिलना of the स्कीम के लिए परमिशन मिला। फॉरवे मतलब रिफ्रेन के साथ फ्रॉम लगता है रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम किसी से परहेज करना दूर रहना। The teacher was acknowledged the student sincere apologies। एक्नॉलेज मतलब उससे एडमिटेड हुआ। एलिजिबल मतलब क्वालिफाइड। एम्पल मतलब सफिशिएंट प्रचुर बाउंटीफुल प्रचुर। द इंक्रीजिंग पॉपुलेशन ऑफ ए कंट्री कैन बी ए वेन एफ्लिक्शन फॉर द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ ए कंट्री। अभिशाप है affliction। He was a nasty मतलब despicable habit of picking his nose। प्रशांत is obstinate मतलब जिद्दी adamant। indebted तो thankful। he has enough मतलब sufficient प्रचुर plenty। Hades is the good of the underworld and wealth मतलब rich in Greek mythology। riches proficient skillful दक्षता योग्यता। Wordsworth wished to work on his poems in solitude lonely मतलब अकेला lonely seclusion। The officer was not aware of the schedulers espionage। diligent मतलब मेहनती हार्ड वर्किंग। लेट मॉर्निंग we took a stroll along the beach। saunter stroll तो saunter। earn तो gain brave तो daring बहादुर। Locating direction through the location of a star and constellation is useful, मतलब handy way at the sea. Toying, playing. My cat Millie loves playing with the toy mouse. Mean मतलब greedy लालची. Capacious, cupidity. He distracted him while his partner burglared his shop. Looted. Beautiful मतलब pretty. Casual. The Sita wore a regular a stunning dress at the birthday party of her son. Heyday मतलब prime. The strict मतलब austere measures employed by the government ensured there was a peace. Stratified मतलब laminated. Stratified. Gloomy मतलब unhappy. Melancholy. उदास sad. Annoyance मतलब anger. Adversity मतलब misfortune दुर्भाग्यवश. बार्गेन मतलब डील करना. कमेंस ट्रेड कॉमर्स ट्रेड. व्हेन यू वांट टू लीव मतलब एक्सिट. लीव मतलब छोड़ना, एक्सिट करना. यू एक्सिट द बिल्डिंग. माई ग्रैंड मदर ए पायस डिवोटेड लेडी डाइड पीसफुली इन हर विलेज. Here charming combined with quick wit added to her oratory skill. Charming. You have gained a lot of muscles by going to the gym. The casual nature of the student ruined her studies and despisable hate Grina. He was curious, inquisitive to know his result. Noble तो dignified. Reckon तो think करना, ponder करना. Entrap मतलब implicate. Implicate. The children sat by the hearth to keep away the cold fireside. Glimpse मतलब glance. When you see at something, you see it. When you look at something, you see it. Nothing equaled the grief anguish I felt at the death of my pet cat. Rigid to stiff. The new education system is not a stuff political. A light matlab dissent. Counsel to advise. Plead to beseech. Don't to discourage. My coach said failure don't discourage the hero. हतोत्साहित नहीं करता. Her progress betterment is unparalleled with that of any other teacher. Solitude मतलब single, lonely, अकेला. Serpentine मतलब zigzag. Compulsion. Some people have a disorder from which comes the obligation to check doors and ensure that they are poorly locked. Esteem, respect, other. Blunt, dull. The supervisor is merciless in his behavior with the worker. Ruthless, merciless है, निर्दयता है. Salty, saline. Adamant मतलब stubborn, जिद्दी. Abstract मतलब block, impede. Yearly the beforehand. The moral failure was the result of his lassitude, weariness, thickness, tired. A leading actor has said in a new interview that nepotism, favoritism, Vaivhatija does not matter, and she is the best example of that. Blend मतलब fusion. Cure, strange, अजीबोगरीब, विचित्र. अजीबोगरीब, बिजारे, विचित्र. कंपिटेबल, कैपेबल, क्षमता. फैसिनेटिंग मतलब इंटरेस्टिंग, रुचि. Splendid, spectacular, शानदार, hesitant, reluctant, अनिच्छुक, colossal, immense, huge, विशाल, massive, false मतलब untrue. The crew of the ship was attacked, assaulted, आक्रमण करना. Enmity, hostility, शत्रुता. I had the privilege of meeting at the magistrate. Privilege, honor, privilege, honor. Cherish, admire, praise, प्रशंसा. He was startled, frightened, डराना, डरा हुआ, डराना. By the entry into the by his entry into the hall. Incompetent, inefficient people keep on blaming other for their failure. Attain करना, achieve. He was in dilemma about the completion of the project investigation because of his health issue. Dilemma, dilemma, confusion. There is a famous saying by Rousseau which said that man is born free about he is about by the clutches of slavery in society. Cheerful, cheerless, the gloomy, melancholy, sad, दुखी, उदास. In his moment of despair, misery, then I am with him. The dazzling fireflies lit up the field like city light at night. Dazzling. Antagonist मतलब adversary, विपदा. Be paid her a fleeting मतलब visit, brief, leaving the country, fleeting, brief. I believe you are impartial मतलब fair, निष्पक्ष. Vacate मतलब depart. When the owner stopped paying the worker, a lot of them went wrong due to pain. Deficient to insufficient. Confused, puzzle, mysterious, rasmay. Noblest neglected, the noble decay, degradation of the society through its noble, पतन होना. Culpable मतलब guilty मतलब कि दोषी. Deceive तो trick करना. My mother said don't trick yourself. Adi, pay attention to your study. Rohan lacked the compassion required to be doctory. Calamity, disaster, swindle, govern करना, fraud करना. Slack, inactive, he was brusque and candid in the interview. Abrupt, the weather is cloudy, gloomy, dhundla, obscure. If the answer is false, untrue, it is untrue. The baffled, confused, perplexed, accomplish, achieve, प्राप्त करना, ample, abundant, sufficient, प्रचुर. He went to the top, grave, कब्र में. Father Pistovity, the decision taken by the director, he said judicious, thoughtful, viveki, grandeur, magnificent, bhavya, sandar. Paddles are used to move the boat. He paused, halted, paused में रोकना, stop करना, रोकना. Adversity, hardship, misery. One keep patient during the Billy crafty. Jerry Moss very deftly removed the cheese from the trap. His best friend Rivard disclosed his business secret in the press conference. Amplitude मतलब severe. The car washed into the track. The new channel described the event graphic, vivid, clearly. Leap मतलब hop. Their relationship is quite warm, cordial, friendly. Scared, frightened, bliss मतलब joy, frantic, violent. Those unwilling to capitulate surrendered to new chancellor demand. Bill ruthlessly fired. A real warrior does not yield to his enemy. Impress, influence, his impress करना, influence करना. His jovial nature energize and charm energize. ENERGISES confined, limited, gigantic, huge, massive, vishal. Technology has supermount paramount importance in life of modern man. Introvert तो shy. They put in their sincere effort and were lauded for their endeavor effort. Baffle, amazed, valid, logical. Since the last few hours, his pulse rate is constant, steady. Sthir, I suppose it is a reasonable solution to the problem at hand. Obliterate मतलब erase. Some women have reached the zenith in their profession. Hypocrisy पखंड tricky. Objective मतलब purpose उद्देश्य. The most arrogant, haughty employee in his company was sacked by the boss. No one could tolerate his haughty nature. Square, safe, elaborate, and intricate water clock depicting zodiac sign is present in the city museum. नारकोटिक ड्रग एडिक्शन इन भोग्य मतलब फैशन दिस डे व प्रचलन है as it is the most popular form of substance abuse. It was fairly folded as omens could be seen in abundance from threshold threshold of his border dawn ever since the dawn track threshold dawn. यहाँ पर it was a fairly fall day as omens could be seen in abundance from the threshold of his border town ever since the dawn struck. The doctor has prescribed medicine for the treatment of the disease. Bullying is rather not undefined social evil and identify confusion, commotion, and noise advertise the sporadic occasional instruction of the invigilator distracted the examiner. Competent, capable, क्षमता. Transient मतलब temporary. For Rahul everything was a new modern experience until he stepped onto the field. Moral, ethical, escalation मतलब joy, ecstasy. The present paper throws light on the nexus link between the academic performance and the mental health of children. If we want to progress, we must sometimes embrace change. Mutate मतलब change. Listening to the news of his father-in-law, Soman fled for home with heavy heart. Sickness. मैग्नीफाई करना, एक्सपेंड करना, एनलार्ज करना. डेलिबरेट प्लान. विजिटिंग ए बुक फेयर ऑलवेज फिल्स माई हार्ट विथ ए ग्रेट सेटिस्फैक्शन. कंटेनमेंट संतुष्ट. रिमोर्स रिपेंटेंस पछतावा. पेरिल्स हजार. डेंजर खतरनाक. Smoking tobacco can never be. Rita was motionless after knowing that her brother had become mentally unstable after seeing a fatal accident on Tuesday. Motion, M-O-T-I-O-N, motionless. There is a huge generation void gap मतलब between Arun and his grandparents. Obligatory, compulsory, necessary, अनिवार्य. Rahul was sharing some of his childhood stories. They were hysterical, funny, मजाकिया. The celebrity was inundated, overwhelmed, भरा हुआ with birthday wishes from his admirers. keen enthusiasm, perseverance, steadfast ने लगातार, impede hinder बाधा, mercy clemency rectify मतलब सुधार करना. The audience was mesmerized by the speech delivered by the vivacious energetic lady. टायरनी मतलब ऑटोक्रेसी तानाशाही. wrathful मतलब फ्यूरियस उग्र. The landowners and the tenant mutually. tenant मतलब था peasant. the tenant farmer mutually come to an agreement for deceive acceptance of it clause. agreement agrwd agreement. The promise made by the old aged minister was were fulfilled. The Ssc sole attention was to baffle, puzzle, confuse. फैटिग मतलब टायर्ड, थका हुआ. बिलीफ मतलब फेथ. इनहेरिटेड मतलब इनवर्ड जन्मजात. The next move of the opponents was anticipated by the team. predicted. The way Sithal imparts knowledge to her student is really praiseworthy. transmit imparts मतलब transmit. The light illuminating the artwork of the wall on the walls of the museum were looking beautiful. Never teach your children to flout, mock the rules and regulations of their educational institute. Vijay was suspected from duty because he gave dirty and prejudiced remark to his female colleague in his office. Dirty. My father took a moment to ponder विचार करना before singing the deeds of our ancestor home. The wrestler retaliated the blow that he retaliated मतलब कि reciprocated. Idurai Solomon was a great teacher because he inculcated in all the children a sense of their own worth. The professor refused to comment on the erroneous, inaccurate description of the historical event in the journal. Wavering मतलब fluctuating, empty, vacant, heavy and abundant मतलब ample, प्रचुर. Rainfall has a major role to play in the production of crops. Truth can never be concealed, disguised, छुपा नहीं कर सकते from anyone. I could not sleep because I was too eager, so I got up early and dressed. Accelerated. Demolish मतलब ruin. Try to frugal economical with your hard-earned money. No one was prepared for the environmental calamity मतलब विपदा catastrophe that hit the town in the middle of the night. The foreign company is chary, cautious of investigating मतलब सतर्क हो गया. Angry fury encountered. Many people have been experienced the starting of heat wave, and some of them have been avoided going outside their home. Experiencing. The director is the apex of the managing committee. Pinnacle. apex मतलब pinnacle, शिखर, top. The fraudster hoodwinked, deceived करना, cheat करना, and took away all our valuables. Answer reply करना, permeate तो diffuse करना, irrevocable, irreversible. Although Edward had noble blood, his ignorable, unworthy quality made him incapable of taking over the kingdom. Your words seem more like a demand rather than a request मतलब plea करना. The young fellow was innocent and without guile, बिना guile के deceit करना. Markela seemed morose मतलब दुखी and downcast when she refused to have a dinner. gloomy मतलब उदास. The efforts of the doctor came to a futile मतलब fruitless हो गया, बेकार हो गया. And with the death of the patient, the poet managed to paint a vivid मतलब evocative picture of the landscape by the river through birds. evocative. Roads in village during rainy season become muddy, filthy, ganda, distant मतलब far away. You also work with another eccentric मतलब peculiar, अजीबोगरीब. चार्ड मतलब डांटना, scold करना. Ancient knowledge, wisdom supposed to make life sweeter and happier. मतलब वाइस होगा immorality, लकी ऑस्पिशियस शुभ, कम्बरसम मतलब कलम से, कैमोफ्लेज तो डिस्गाइज करना, द सोल्जर शोड फोर्टिट्यूड ब्रेवरी एंड रिसाइलेंस while facing the opponent. Ritika was deprived of her father's property as she married a named rogue. Odysseus brave, erudite मतलब scholarly, पंडित विद्वान, bewilderment मतलब confused उलझन. अगला है द इंटरव्यू टैकल द क्वेश्चन ऑफ द इंटरव्यूअर विथ सब्सटेंशियल अपलॉ मतलब सेल्फ एश्योरेंस, करेज मतलब वेलेबर, बहादुर, फास्टिडियस मतलब केयरफुल, फ्लॉ मतलब डिफेक्ट. Gregory experiment at the May Science Fair turned out to be a facial one, मतलब oversimplified. Arson is a flagitious act because it endangers lives and destroy homes. Criminal. Rendezvous मतलब pre-arranged meeting. Bibliophile मतलब book lover. Abandon मतलब relinquish. He gave a large amount of donation for the black victim, and everyone appreciated in magnanimous act. Chivalrous. Gregarious मतलब sociable, मिलनसार बोलते हैं, मिलनसार. As the effect of an anesthesia dissipated, the patient regained consciousness, disappeared. Utmost मतलब greatest. मतलब प्रोड्यूस उत्पन्न करना, साइकोपेंट चपलूस करना, फ्लैटर. Our locality has a common space for observing various national days and for organizing मतलब coordinating festival. सीजर मतलब कैप्चर करना. द नेशनल लीडर्स ऑफ इंडिया वेयर इम्ब्यूड फील्ड विथ क्वालिटीज लाइक लीडरशिप, नेशनलिस्ट एंड ब्रेवरी. कैपेबल मतलब suitable. They feared the ignominy, dishonor of being exposed as spies. Exaggeration, amplification, confess करना, acknowledge करना. Obligation, duty, omission मतलब deletion. Gulliver name, delegate मतलब representative, observe, watch, miscellaneous, various. The clairvoyant witches told Macbeth his future, तो prophet भविष्य वक्ता. The hunter felt no compunction after killing the tiger, remorse मतलब पछताना. Earlier I used to knit very fast, but due to old age my fingers are not nimble, agile, फुर्तीला. I still cherish those little pranks and naughty tricks that we did during our school days. Impies. Sudha Murthy dealt with complex psychological issues in her stories in a lucid, clear, comprehensible manner. Colossal gigantic, closer to gigantic, obelisk, were erected by only a few kings. The smoke was bothering me, and I didn't want to ruin the party for all of you, so I simply walked home. Populous मतलब crowded. We also must do something about our mental and physical lethargic habitude. Reluctant, hesitant. All the fragile, delicate में आसानी से टूटने वाला things were kept packed in different boxes while shifting to a new place. Gleeth, mirth, radiant, glowing. Prodigal, extravagant, खर्चीला. Prohibit मतलब बंद करना, प्रतिबंध लगाना. erudite मतलब scholarly, peril मतलब danger, a shadow of guilt darkened his heart, remorse. restraint मतलब constraint. आज के लिए इतना ही रहने देते हैं साथियों.